Good evening, everybody. It's Monday. It's the Plastic Crack podcast. God, can't get my words out. Episode 7. No, it's not. Season 7, episode 20.
Going well so far, Steve.
Well going done. Really well. It's going fantastic.
Nobody noticed. It's fine.
Consummate professional, as always. As you notice, we're joined by Alex from Storm of Steel. So Ken is...
Who knows where Ken is?
Who knows? Martin's recovering from his weekend of parenting. I think he's probably lined up in a dark room somewhere. On the fundamentals of tying ponytails, I imagine he'd be looking up on that.
Yes, yeah. That was an interesting. Explaining how he was having to learn how to tie ponytails. That was kind of interesting.
I imagine Haley was probably giving him a crash course in tying ponytails. But yeah, big thanks to Alex for joining us tonight, where we're going to be discussing how do we hobby. So what do you get from the hobby? What over the course of a month, how do you split your time up? Do you like very little painting, lots of research, bit of modeling, or are you like me, spend most of your time on this chair painting throughout the week? It's no secret as to what my breakdown will be, but we'll get to that in a bit. As always, we are sponsored by the chaps over at Boards and Swords Hobbies in Derby. Don't forget to use the code PCP5 when you're checking out to get 5% off your already discounted order. Mm-hmm. If you need any help, just get in contact with Ian and the guys at the shop. They'll be able to help you out. Very, very helpful shop. And the home of CrackCon.
There we go.
Which is rapidly approaching.
It's coming very, very quickly, isn't it? Gee whiz.
How fast that is really approaching. Links to channels down in the description. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hype, whatever that means. I don't know. What does hype mean?
I don't know. It's a new YouTube thing, but I don't know. It just says hype a video, and I think you got so many points to hype each week or something stupid. And I presume the more hype it gets, the more it gets promoted. I don't know.
Right.
But, if you all hype it, and then we'll find out next week, won't we? If suddenly a whole load of people have watched it.
No idea. I'm just no idea. Stuff like this. Absolutely no idea whatsoever. So how are we, chaps? Did we have a very nice weekend?
Yeah.
You go ahead, Don, first.
No, we were just discussing the woes of elderly parents. So I did duty calls to my elderly parents at the weekend, and I don't know, they just get more and more childlike as they get older. It's just extraordinary. But yeah, other than that, it's actually quite a relatively quiet weekend, which was nice. What about you, Alex?
To be honest, about the same, really. It's spent, I think, most of Sunday just running about and really had very little time to do anything hobby-wise. Yeah, we were doing just lots of housework and stuff. My wife is off to Serbia for work tomorrow morning, in fact, for 2.5 weeks. So we were kind of trying to get a lot of stuff done before that happened, kind of thing, which also included buying a load of frames for a load of pictures that we bought on Saturday. So priorities.
How's the house all coming along? Because you did a couple of videos on the game room and everything, but is it all pretty much all progressed now, and you're happy with everything?
Oh God, no, nowhere near. Absolutely nowhere near. I mean, you can probably see behind me. This is in the war room. I do mean to do an update actually, because this is pretty much done at this point. But the rest of the house, the bedroom is okay, but then downstairs it's kind of like we worked our way down, and now downstairs is like the bit that really needs doing, because we've still got all the old furniture and things there. We need a new kitchen. We need, yada yada yada. It's a long, boring story, but yes, no, we are nowhere near it's being anywhere near satisfactory at this point.
Fair enough.
But that's an old house, you know what I mean? That's what you buy into.
That's what you get. Yeah. What you get.
It's like scale modeling on a 1-to-1 scale.
Yeah, exactly that. There's a very little weathering though. Or trying not to put too much weathering. Splashing stuff up the walls.
Fair point, Carl. Fair point. I'll give you that one. Yeah, we are all childish.
No, it's true.
Oh, absolutely.
What about you, Steve? You had a good weekend?
Well, it was my birthday on Saturday.
Was it? Happy birthday!
21 again?
I didn't. 21 all over again. It's fantastic. I love being 21. It's brilliant. I didn't do it.
Did you celebrate with weird beers and stupid films and that sort of thing? Was that how you?
I watched some films, and my girlfriend bought me a lemon meringue pie. Because it's my favorite pie. So I had a lemon meringue pie.
If you can't have your favorite pie on your birthday, when can you have it?
You can, and it was followed by some kind of passion fruit cocktail. I was branching out on Saturday. I was really branching out on Saturday. Thank you. I'm not a birthday person. I actually forget sometimes. But I had some time off work. Not doing 21, absolutely. I wish there was still 21.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember what 21 was like. It's so long ago. Right, let's see who's joined us on this Monday night. So we've got Richard. He's starting his big Zulu project, big in capital letters. That should be interesting.
Big. Okay. How big is that going to be, do you reckon?
Yes, let us know. John's plotting a big Starship Troopers game at the club on Saturday.
Nice.
Grand Prego's here. Hopefully, how do Anthony? Bitsy's very soggy here in Poland. Painted some Prussian Reserve and Austrian Grenadiers. Lionheart. Nice. Mike Schubert. It's a chilly Western Cape. Andrew Oates, an overcast and warm Western Canada. Painted up from scatter terrain. And some. It's one for you, Alex. He's painting up some weird war fellows right up your.
Just your sort of thing.
Right up your communications trench. There we go.
No.
Mark Riding started a new project, Black Seas. Oh, yes. I don't know if you, Alex, you're on your Black Seas at the moment.
Yeah. Well, not Black Seas. Well,
it's
the Black Seas range, but yes. It's for the full Nelson.
The full Nelson. And you are enjoying the rigging. Is this?
I am actually. I love it. I think it's great. As we were talking before about people making models and stuff, I think it's fantastic. I love the rigging. I like the challenge of it, but I do it on First World War aircraft as well, so I'm already halfway there.
Yeah, I was going to say
you're a lost cause already, basically.
You've got a form for doing that. Nick Games, bases of Napoleonics. Martin Hoey rebasing Vikings for impetus to the strongest sword and spear. Big red back bases, the wiggly ones. Mobile and Hostile. Enjoying it not raining and making some Victrix Teutonic Knights. The Hobby Brush. He's painting gladiators. I've seen so many people painting gladiators.
Yeah.
Over the past couple of weeks because of the
they were free, weren't they? With War
yes.
Seen them all over to get you into people into stuff.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they were even. I think War Games Illustrated was sold out all over the place. They were directing people to Morrison's to go and pick up any copies. It must have been flying off the shelves.
Wow!
People were clearly entertained by that.
See what you did there.
I see what I did. Bill Kerman, afternoon from sunny Oklahoma City, working on some sergeants for Barron's War. And Dom, some Confederates for Keppies and Bayonets.
Can never have too many Confederates. That's all I'm going to say.
Oscar FP, Waterlog, Texas, painting more Normans. What's Yorkshire doing? One eye on this, one on the footy, and I'm trying to paint some French Napoleonic Grenadiers and some shields. Talk about multitasking.
Blimey.
That's
didn't know he had the talent. That's extraordinary. Well done, mate.
I know. The real steer's here, so we can start. Yo.
It's all good.
There we go. Yeah. Who else is there? Mortzerk, Rich John, Chris Strange but True from a sunny Yorkshire, working on Napoleonics. So it's done that thing.
Tell me where you are, Alex.
I was just looking out the window there. It's a bit overcast, but it's quite warm, so he's only half a liar.
It's been warm here today. It's been
it's been very muggy here, like.
Gross. It was really not the best. Andrew King, John Shepherd is Primism Carthaginian Epic Starter Box. Louis Baby, it's his last day in his 50s. He's an old geezer tomorrow officially.
Oh blimey!
All
downhill, mate.
What's that? Could we get all three Steves together, or will it cause the world to end? Oh, that'd be like crossing the streams in Ghostbusters.
It would.
I'm not quite sure what. Yeah, I'm not quite sure on the stage. I'm not quite sure what would happen. Graham Travers, Andrew Oates. Who else is there? Matt Wright. Good evening. Laser Pirate Painting. Double Dip. Bloody hell, it's Alex. I'm off. There we go.
Very much.
Stanislav Berens here. 6mm tight, up slightly drunk but present. There's probably laws against that, mate. Ewok Kebab. Nathan McGowan. Talk about dedication. He's watching on holiday in Crete.
Well done. Good man.
Dedication to the cause.
That's what we need from our crackers out there.
Two fat laddies. I think he's over in Crete at the moment.
All right.
Is he?
Yeah, he's on holiday.
Is he on holiday or fact finding for some kind of campaign?
A bit of both. I think he uses it the same way I use holidays. Go and find a battlefield and go stand in it for a while. This is what we're doing.
Tax deductible that way as well, probably.
Major Clanger, Hove Huddersfield, painting some 28mm Duchy of Warsaw Napoleonics. Old school FRP. Old Crazy Catman. He's putting together a Wild West house. Thomas MCC working on some first core ACW commands. Little Legions, hey, Steak, we're doing well, mate. Andrew Oates. I might remove a fair bit of the weather from the front of my house. Is this in real life or is it modelling?
I think that was in relation to Alex talking about his painting his house. So yeah.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Flesh Clouds. Pie and watching Fury. I can think of nothing worse. Alex, Carl Burks, Jason B. There's a pirate page going to do that thing any minute now, and I keep getting this QR code popping up for some reason. Seriously, Wargaming. Hello, afternoon, everybody. Who else is here? I think we're at the bottom. There we go. We've reached the bottom. It didn't all go mad. Good. I can quite with that. I don't like that. It's all over the place, honestly. And I don't know why that code kept popping up. Anyway, what have we been up to, chaps? What have we been up to? Alex, anything on the project front?
Well, I think Dom, have you got those photos?
Yeah. Do you want me to show this one first?
All right, cool.
There you go.
That's lovely.
I finished that off earlier on. Little Shelby. That's one from the Battlefront's Blitzkrieg stuff.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, it's one of their new ones. I was determined not to do any early war French, and the previous ones they'd sent, I painted, or I got from somewhere else, 3D printed ones. I painted them as German captured ones, Beutepanzer, for late war and for Eastern Front. But now Battlefront sent out a box of the platoon, the French tank platoon, so that I've now got 15 French tanks, and that's probably more than what the Germans captured, so I can't really use them as German ones. But there's a load of infantry in there as well, so I thought, well, okay, I shall buy the bullets.
A French army then.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, it's not going to hurt, is it?
No, probably not. Probably not.
Yeah, I did that. That was this one. I only did one because I was just experimenting on the colours, really, because I've not painted any early war French stuff before. So I was just trying to get a colour scheme for it. So that's why I've only got the one at the moment.
Nice.
That's really,
and then,
nice. Blimey.
These Warlords Hanoverians. These are from the epic stuff. I picked up a couple of extra sprues of British since finishing off those box sets ages ago, and they've been kicking about, and I found them in my box the other day, and I thought I've got 4 battalions which would make up 4 Hanoverian battalions, so I just did this as the last one. This is the Verdun battalion. So there's 4 of these. I've got 2 light battalions as well, so that takes my total of British battalions, I think, up to about 25, 26 at this point.
Wow. Very nice.
And it also meant I could finish off the 95th rifles, because you get an extra base of rifles on each of those sprues as well. So it was, so I just added those in. Are
you finding you got yourself into a groove painting them now? Because you seem to have flown through them.
Yeah. I like it. I like it's nice and relaxing. I mean, they take ages because it's just a long, laborious way of doing it. But if you just do one color at a time, you do all the red and then do all the grey and then do all the black, or you kind of get into a bit of rhythm with it. I found the French a lot easier, in fact, because they're pretty much white for the most part, and then it's just like blue arms, and that's about it, really.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robert. And then I just do a very basic ink wash of Agrax and then just highlight them in the base colours, and that just really makes them pop. And that's it.
When you started painting them, did you experiment with how many you could comfortably batch paint without going completely insane?
Yeah, when I first started, I was doing about half a battalion at a time. So that'll be like 2 bases, so 4 strips. But I just thought, no, fuck it, I'll do all 8. Just do all 80 figures. Sorry, I demonetise your video straight away there. You'll have to bleep it out. But yeah, I just thought, no, just sod it and just get him into like a churn him out, because otherwise it's going to take twice as long. And
it's weird. I have to. I kind of go through phases of it. Sometimes, like I just want to blitz through the entire brew in one go.
Oh, Dom, you've got some mic problems there.
Yeah, you've gone silent. I don't know.
Now you've just gone. Now you've just completely gone.
Oh, not again.
Oh, you're back now. You're back now.
Oh, I don't know what's wrong. It's been absolutely fine all week, and then come on the stream, it all goes bugger. I was saying I've kind of struggled a little bit with. Sometimes I would just love to do a whole massive batch of them in one go, all these sort of epics or 10 mils or whatever, like an entire sprue of the 10 mils. And other times I just look and it just scares the bejesus out of me. And I can't work out which way around it is, because so I sort of have to have both on the go, so different options depending on what I want to do.
It's one of those things, isn't it? What I do is I'll do a battalion of these figures, and then I will probably swap to something else, like a tank or something. It's completely different, just to break it up. Like, that French tank, it's just like, right, I want to do that, and now I'm doing this as a little bit, because I've probably said this to you guys before, I don't really have a project on the go at once. I have about 3 or 4 different things I can just dip into, and I just do that. So I just pull that out now, because I can't be bothered to. I want a little an amuse-bouche before I go back into doing another unit. And the thing with the Napoleonic ones is, what I was doing was an entire sprue. So you do that battalion, then you'd have an artillery piece and also a commander to paint. So I break those up and do those separately as well, you see, rather than doing all of them at once. So that's the plan. I mean, how it worked out or not, no idea.
I know when I started painting those ACW ones, I started off with I think I was painting 6 strips, and that almost ended me. I had to go down to 2 because I just didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But I found 2. I could sort of get through those in sort of 3 nights. I mean, they're not great, but they're not meant to be great. The 3 feet rule and all that. Definitely. The Union ones are so much easier to paint than the Confederate ones. I found the Confederate ones were a lot more time consuming. I really need to get back to painting some of those, because they were really enjoyable. I've tried. How many have I tried? I've tried the pike and shot ones. So the ones with the muskets and the pikes, and I didn't get along with them. And I tried one strip of Napoleonics, and then I tried to convert them into turnip 13.5. Because I was having a conversation with Evil Jim on the way back from CrackCon one time. He said, "You could turn those. You could turn that into a really small scale turnip game with those." I was like, "Right, I'll have to try this." So I was trying to sculpt green stuff plague masks onto the front of them. Dom doesn't look impressed with what.
No, I'm pretty angry about this, Steve. I'm laughing, but I am very angry. But yeah, I think to me, it's something like I wouldn't even attempt to do like the ancient stuff or the pike and shot stuff, because I've got no interest in it from a historical and wargaming point of view, and it would just be an uphill struggle. Whereas the Napoleonic, I'm really interested in Napoleonic, so I'm kind of like, right, I just want to pile into this and just make something of it. And I kind of think, right, I've got an end goal of playing big games with this, so I'm happy to keep churning them out. But yes,
I think that's the driver with all these things, isn't it? For me, certainly, if you've got that, it's like I cracked on through the Pike and Shot epics really quickly because I knew we were going to have a number of 30-year war games down the club. So, and we did, and it was great fun, and it was because I had that goal, and like you say, wanted to do big battles, so it made sense. But the Napoleonic one, I've got loads of 15 mil, so most of them are very old school, so it's pretty much the same scale. I didn't really have the same thing, but the Punic ones I want to do because I want to do the mass battle, but Romans. I mean, just saying Romans. Well. And you also did some shippies.
Yes, this was the third raid from Warlord. I haven't named it yet. Just a ship of the line, but this one I did the rigging on it. I'm just working on other third rates at the moment, so I've just been enjoying doing the rigging. I've just been trying out different techniques for it. Really
nice, very nice. And you're using that for the new Lardy rules, are you?
Yeah. I've just been play testing those. That's what kind of gave me the kick up the arse, really. I mean, the fact that Warlord also sent them, thank you, also sent me a box set of them as well, apropos of nothing. And then my mate Simon just sent me like 300 quid's worth of ships that he never got round to painting.
Wow.
So it's like, right, okay. This is a project that so far has
looks like this project's happening then, yeah.
Kind of can't not do it now, can I really?
Not really. So we need a name. Chat, we need a name for this one.
Yeah, give me a name for it. I was trying to find some of the stupid Royal Navy names through the years, and there's some good ones. I haven't named it yet. It's a bit too far Lardy's fashion. You've got to give it a stupid name, I think.
Got to give it a stupid name. Bloody hell. That's brilliant. That's awesome. Oh, dear.
But yeah, just really enjoying building them again because it's that modelling aspect of it as well, like we were talking about before we started. I've came into this through modelling, so these are, they're mini models basically, and they're just enjoyable to put together. The painting of them is pretty simple, to be honest. It's pretty easy schemes and things, but yeah, they work very well.
Nice, very nice.
HMS Vineyard.
Good one.
That's actually very good. That's right. Oh dear, love it.
Oh dear me.
Cool.
Is that it? Is there any more?
That's all the pictures I got.
Yeah, that's it.
Dom.
That's what I've been up to. Sorry.
That's fine. Dom. Lay it on us. What have you been up to? Braces for impact.
Well, I've been getting really, really seriously into this highest throne Pike and Shot supplement. So Alex and I had, Alec, not Alex. Alex is there. Alec and I had our second game using them the other day, which was a fictitious game this time, and he let me have the Polish Lithuanians. Which he actually regretted because turns out that number of winged hussars is quite powerful. Just saying. So we've been playing away, merrily playing these games, and it's been great fun. Really, that's the second game we've played, and been really, really enjoyable. I think I mentioned before, really like the Pike and Shot rules from Warlords. I think of the three sort of sets, I think they work for me the best. And what I love about that supplement is the sheer variety of troop types. So when you're normally playing the normal Pike and Shot period, it's generally English Civil War or 30-year war, and it's pike, it's musketeers, it's cavalry, it's ordnance, and that's dragoons, and that's it. And everyone's got pretty much the same kind of thing. You might get the odd sort of hairy-assed Highlander or something in there, or whatever. But there's something like a rabble of some sort. But generally, it's the same troop types. Whereas this, everything's so different, and you sort of, it's quite difficult to keep up with what you've got when you've got a very diverse army. But it's kind of fun. But it has therefore, I know you always take the piss out of me making a complete army. I think I'm sort of well on the way of doing a complete army.
Nice.
So
How long's that taken?
that was 8 days.
Bloody
8
hell.
days. Yeah.
Bloody hell, Tom.
Yeah. So I kind of ummed and ahed about this because you know, a lot of the guys down the club have got quite large 15 mil armies for this, and I thought, well, what can I do that will fit in with what everyone else has got? So I decided I'd do a Hospitaller one for the siege of Naples, siege of Malta, and Rhodes. Because it's quite a fun little book, and it's quite a fun series of campaigns, scenarios in the book. So I thought, oh, well, I'm going to work through them. So because everyone's got the normal combatants, you've got loads of people have got the Ottomans, and loads of people have got the Poles, and I just couldn't. The only other one I was thinking about doing was the Italian states, because that's got an army list in there. But in the end, I just thought I'm working on a massive 28 mil one, so I thought that's really not what I want to do. So yes, I've been working through these, and these are all Essex miniatures, all Essex 15 mil.
Yeah, I was going to ask you where they were from.
Yeah,
I don't recognise them, but yeah, Essex,
yeah, it's interesting. I think, you know, talking about the epic stuff, and obviously I've been doing a lot of 10 mils, and swapping from 10 mil to 15 mil. It's amazing how much easier it is to paint 15 mils when you come from 10. It's really, really interesting. I really enjoyed painting these.
Yeah.
Cycles. And they've been cracking out really nicely. So, yes, I've got, what's that? A couple of units of cavalry, 3 pike blocks, 3 lots of arquebuses, and some Reuters, pistol armed troops. So yeah. It's been a busy few days, that's for sure. Cracking on through that.
Yeah,
but
it was fast.
How much is left?
Probably about the same again.
All right.
I would think. Yeah, probably about. I've got a couple of units of cavalry on the painting table at the moment. Some more I want to do. So that's basically all the core of the Hospitaller infantry. It's the pike blocks and sword armed guys and their arquebusiers. And then I'm going to do some mercenaries and some. They have an option to take Maltese sort of conscripts, I guess you'd call them, sort of locals into the army. So, which sort of bulks the army out. So I'll add those in as well. So yeah, it's been quite fun. So the goal is I've got a game in 2 weeks' time with Alex down the club, and he said, "Well, bring along what you've got, and we'll have a game." So that's, again, it's having that bit of what we're talking about tonight. It's that drive of having an objective in mind of what I'm going to achieve, and you know, nothing gets me more excited to get a project done, or at least underway quickly, is knowing that I'm going to have a game in a couple of weeks' time, and you know, so that's
so.
fun.
Are you working to a particular list, or is it like a? I know you say it's from
not particularly. I mean, in the book, there's 5 scenarios featuring the Hospitallers, predominantly infantry, because they were part of the siege. You know, they're talking about the siege of Malta, so. They're predominantly infantry. So I've sort of tried to map it so that I can do all the scenarios with the troop types, but then add some extra troops on top. Yeah. So that's kind of where it was. So I kind of, I don't know how you guys do it, but I you know, I'm the sort of person that goes off and buys pretty much the entire lot in one go, and then sort of then tries to set it or, you know, work it through. So up on the table there, I've sort of got piles of, well, that's the pipe block, that's, you know, that's the you know, it's the mercenary pipe block there, there's the extra cavalry. So it's all planned out in that sense. So I know roughly what I'm going to have at the end of it. The only thing was I wasn't sure the sort of size units.
Right.
Because you want that to fit in with people you're going to play. So originally I thought the infantry would be like 32-man pipe blocks. But talking with Alec the other day, we thought actually probably 24s in 3 ranks was enough. So anyway, it's that kind of thing, just refining it down. So it turns out I've now got far too many sword and shield men and too many halberdiers. But apart from that, it's all good. I might just paint them up and stick them on eBay or something, because I've really enjoyed doing them. They've been great fun to paint. I've been quite obsessed with it. Working my way through red paint like crazy. So yeah. So that's what I've been doing. Yeah, it's been great fun, and I've really enjoyed it. Actually, I did also do a load of French for the 10 mil. What's the name? The Wargames figures, Agincourt things, but I don't know what's happened to the picture, so I can't show them off. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. How about you, Steve?
I'll give a couple of questions for you here, Dom.
Actually.
Yeah. No. So Thomas, Kepi and Banus, is it worth it? Been thinking of picking the rules up.
We've really enjoyed it. I think we've played 4 games now. So for me and the guys down the club, we've thoroughly enjoyed playing it. And it's interesting. I didn't play it last week because I was playing the Highest Throne again. But my mate Jono was teaching a couple of new guys down the club how to play it. And one of them loved it, one of them wasn't so sure. But they both agreed that one of the interesting things was about it that even after sort of half an hour or so, they all knew the mechanics really well. It's that sort of simple-ish understanding. You know, the troops are going to need a six, then +2 if it's long range, and blah blah. And it's very easy to work through. So from that point of view, you can get the game in really quickly. But I did like it. Although also someone did point out that maybe it's better suited for Indian wars and that sort of thing. But we've thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the system works. It's a very clever system, and it's we've enjoyed it immensely. So I would say pick it up. But remember, you do need the core rule book though, because the Kepi and Bayonets is just a supplement. It just
right.
You need the core rules as well. So that might colour your decision. But yeah, I loved it. Really enjoy it.
Okay, a second one. This is just, I don't know anything about this. Would a Hungarian Black Army fit into the pike and shot era?
Yes.
There you go.
Actually, to be fair, I don't know where the Black Army, but yeah, there's a Hungarian army list in the book. That's for sure. There's a Hungarian one, an Austrian one. There's Italian states. But I tell you what, we got Luke, who wrote the supplement, on the stream next week. You can ask him.
Good timing. Very good timing.
There you go. So yeah, Apero, that. But yeah, I'm not sure about the Black Army. Don't know much about it. I say it's a history period that I'm now sort of embarking on. I know the core stuff, basically the Ottomans fighting everybody, and basically trying to take over everything, and getting stopped at the gates of Vienna and all that kind of stuff. So I know the core stuff, but I don't know enough detail about it. So now that's my
that's about as much as I know about it, because I saw it in the Viennese military museum, and I think my wife used to live on one of the streets which was one of the towers where they were stopped.
Yeah,
it was like further up when she lived in Vienna. There's a big sign on the wall.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's
that's as far as my knowledge goes on it, really.
It's more than I know anyway.
It is a very interesting. Well, I've said before, one of the things that I got down a rabbit hole was the Portuguese fighting the Ottomans in Ethiopia and in India, which is exactly the same period. And the fact there is a Portuguese army list in the book as well to fight exactly that. But I thought I will do that at 28 mil at some point, but 15 mil, I'm going to stick with the big armies.
Another quick one for you, Dom. Have you played many games of 0 Hour, and how do you find them? Are you thinking about using them for the Russian Civil War?
Yes, definitely we are. So I don't have any 28 mil Russian Civil War figures. I've got 20 mils, which I used to play a lot with. But Paul, who I play a lot of 0 Hour with down the club, he's apparently got a very large Russian Civil War, and we keep saying we'll play it. We played quite a bit of 0 Hour. It took us a little while to get the hang of the rules because there's little nuances around. They're a bit odd, some of the rules, the way they're written. So you sort of have to work through them a bit. But really enjoyed the games. Been some really good fun games. I played with my Ottoman army against anything we can think of, really. Usually the Brits. But it's been good fun. So yeah, I think it's a good rule set, and it's well supported. That's one thing I will say with Zero Hour. And I don't know about you guys. One of the things I love when, Lardies are very good at this as well, is that when the rule set comes out, they don't just leave it at that. So if you go on the Zero Hour Facebook page, you can download all these different armies, from the Russian Civil War armies through to the Polish armies, they've got the core ones in the book, but then all these extra ones you can just download for free from their Facebook page, which I think is really cool. And the author's always very helpful with questions if you're not sure where you're going with it. So yeah, definitely.
Post publication support is always. It's always very well good, isn't it? It's sometimes games are just thrown out there and then they get lost a bit. You don't got nobody to ask questions about, but it's good to see. I've seen that the 0 hour one is particularly busy and people are always answering questions and things from what I saw in the group anyway.
Yeah, I know that they're probably not your kind of rules, Alex, I would have thought, but probably not gritty enough. I know you like your blood and mud and blood rules more than anything else for that period, but if you want a fairly simple set, they're good. Yeah,
I don't mind simplicity. The thing that my issue with 0 hours is there was a lot of trumpeting about it being based on training pamphlets at the time, which I have a passing interest in anyway. And I was looking at the artillery rules, and they just don't do what.
Oh, they're stupid. Yeah, they're dull. Yeah. I mean, they're very much a bolt action type way they operate.
Drops and you don't know where it's going to drop, and it's like that's not how artillery works in the First World War.
No,
it's had a very
that
specific.
is the one area I definitely would say that's you have to suspend belief with the artillery. That's for sure.
Yes, but I'm sure if you're getting a good game out of it, you're enjoying it. Happy days.
At the end of the day, that's all that matters, isn't it? Yeah,
that's the main thing.
Yeah.
So, what have I been up to?
You did a video.
I made a video. I made my first video in 9 months yesterday.
Bloody hell.
I know. It's because I'd painted for like 4 days straight. And my girlfriend was like, well, you did any more painting today? I was like, no. No. I might make a video. So I made a video. And it was weird because I was like, I'd forgotten loads of stuff about
how do I do this?
How do I do it? So I've been back on. I'm still on this 40k second edition obsession. So it's all bright colours and goblin green bases. So I finished a 5-man tactical combat squad last week. So that's them.
Bloody hell, that's his old school.
It's just great. Oh, cheers! It's bringing back such just great memories. I mean, these were looking back. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's painting bright colours and getting that 90s vibe and that 90s aesthetic. And yeah, red weapons and yellow shoulder trims there. That's going back to 94, 95. But these again, just really, really enjoyable to work on. So there's the 3 guys with bolters. I don't think I can't remember the last time I painted anything so bright. I mean, red, yellow, and white. I mean, that's something different for me. But it's been interesting. Like I say, the goblin green base have certainly set things off. And then I finished this chap finally. So I did he's the company standard. That banner, I removed that from a 31-year-old copy of White Dwarf that came out in 1995.
Wow!
And I must have gone through over 50 copies of White Dwarf trying to find the copy with a banner in it like that. There was no way I'm going to freehand a banner. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to massively cheat.
Why reinvent the wheel? You know what I mean? Somebody's already done it, haven't they? It's like
I've not got the time. They are indeed French. They are the
have to be.
the 40k equivalent of Napoleonic French. And then my Dreadnought even got the second edition treatment with more bright colours.
Blimey.
Do you need intervention, Steve? And not twice if you want someone to come and help you. You know, I'm just saying.
It's paint. I've been able to paint yellow is like an alien concept to me because I've always hated painting yellow. But now I've worked out how to do it, and it's dead easy. Well, not easy, but it's less painful.
How do you do it? What's your technique?
So it's a base of Vallejo Dark Sand.
Yeah.
And then over that, I add Imperial Fist contrast paint.
Oh, okay.
And then to highlight, I use something called Irial Yellow, which is a Citadel.
Right.
And it's a Citadel layer paint.
Oh,
and
okay.
then just add dark sand to the Irial to do the sort of the upper highlights.
Yeah.
But that red, the Chain Fist, painting red directly over blue was a massive mistake. Because that took me about an hour to get any decent coverage over it. I was like, I wish I hadn't started this. And then because I've got the guy with the banner now, this is all of my my HQ or character units.
Wow.
So we've got a medic, Tigerius librarian, the captain, the standard bearer, my Kitbash chaplain, and a tech marine. Again, it's just the bases. The base is just to set it all off, and then for the troops, that's them so far. It's been great. It's been really, really, really great. And I think, like I said, I was inspired to make a video about it because I've been binge watching old Hammer 40k second edition videos for months now, and they're just really, really inspiring. So I thought I'd do my third video on it. I've had some really, really nice feedback on there. But I've made the decision that my other army, my Chaos Army, is getting the same treatment. So before we came on tonight, I ripped them all off their bases and I've put them on 25mm round ones ready for the Goblin Green. Yeah, I don't know why. That's
hardcore, going hardcore.
It is.
Looking at those figures, I think they're probably like the period just after I'd stopped playing 40k. I think when I stopped, it was they just brought in those short-faced Space Marines. Was it the Mark 7 armor or something?
Mark 7, yeah.
Yeah, it was the Beaky Marines I was using. I half recognise some of those models, but also it's just a little bit after me, I think. But they're really nice. I mean, it looks like looking at an old white dwarf magazine.
That's what I mean. I've dug out all my white dwarfs. The down there's about 50 or 60 different copies. I've been listening to the Film Deg YouTube channel, loads of interviews on there with X Games Workshop staff talking about the history of 40k, and it's just been so good. I'm totally.
Is that Jordan Sorcery?
He does it as well. But Film Degs.
Film Degs. I don't know.
Yeah, do a lot of interviews. There's a really interesting one with Rick Priestley about how the first edition 40k came into being. I'd definitely recommend that. It's so interesting, and it leads up into the release of second and the flux that Games Workshop are going through at that time. It's really interesting. But no, that's what I've been up to. It's been great. I've really I just enjoyed it. It's been. Do you know what? You get involved, you get really enthused by a project, and you just go all in. I've been back on eBay. I've been buying old figures. I had two that arrived last week, both from 1994. I've got a one on the way in the post at the moment. It's been delivered Wednesday, I think. It's just again, that's formed a different part of the hobby for me, is trawling eBay and all different sort of bit sites trying to pick up bargains. Because there's some mad crazy prices out there, but no, it's just a really good, interesting part, and it's bringing back so many memories of miniatures that I couldn't afford when I was a poor student in the 90s.
I mean, I've done it as well. I did it with the Blood Bowl second edition Blood Bowl stuff, and I just bought all the figures that I couldn't afford when I was like 13 or 14. Whenever I was playing it, bought it, painted a ball, played it, realised it was shit, sold them on. So, scratch that itch, you know what I mean? It's like that's what it was about. Like,
I mean, this is definitely for me. I mean, I've picked up loads of miniatures that I could only I can only dream about owning when I was sort of 14, 15. So it's been good, and it's a complete hobby turnaround. It's like living out your hobby fantasies by buying miniatures that you couldn't afford 30 odd years ago. But it's been really good, and I've also been stripping old Necromunda figures as well. So Old Hammer is the thing at the moment. I'm just really enjoying it. Yeah, it is. John's put the film deck. It is. It's brilliant. The interviews with some of the old workshop staff, especially like Andy Chambers and Jervis Johnson. There's a great episode on there with Steve Anastasov, who used to be part of the White Dwarf editing team, talking about his favorite copies of White Dwarf. That was a great interview. There's some great insights as well, because back then there wasn't the internet, so all you saw was the magazine. You didn't get to see what happened behind it, or get to know the people. So you fast forward 30 years, you see interviews with them. It's just so good.
I might check it out. So I'm quite interested in that. The Games Workshop development at that time, because it was quite chaotic, wasn't it? Really, until kind of Brian Ansell got hold of the wheel and drove it to what it is today, really. But it's interesting, because I read that is it Dicemen book that Ian Livingston wrote a few years ago. Can't remember if it's called Dicemen or something, but it was about him setting up Games Workshop with Steve. Right. And it's very good. It's very interesting, because obviously he leaves at some point when Ansell took it over. But it is just about the formation of the whole thing, the behemoth that it is now. Like, it's an incredible story, really.
It is. It's so interesting. And so there's also an interview on there with Jervis Johnson about the development of Blood Bowl. So that might be one for you to check out. That's really interesting, how that came into being. I
think a lot of those games, a lot of them were probably developed or first designed or thought of while they were all having their lunch, weren't they? It was like, it's like, oh God, they all went to see Aliens and then came up with Space Hulk, you know what I mean, over a lunch break. Like.
It's fascinating where they get the ideas from, and like so the development of 40K from where it started off to where it ended up. It's really, really, really fascinating. My plans for the coming weeks, I've got more on the desk. Like I say, I've just taken all these off 32mm bases and putting them on 25mm. That hurt immensely. I'm not going to lie, that was a painful modelling operation.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, on to tonight's chat. So what we're going to do is just talk about what do you get from the hobby. Where are your priorities? What do you spend more time doing? I know Dom, he spends all his time at 40K tournaments. I mean, that's all.
Obviously.
He's barely got enough time to do anything.
I mean, it keeps me so busy, Steve.
Min-maxing lists and
Min-max is my middle name, Alex. Min-max.
Investing in transparent L-shaped scenery. Yes.
That drives me mad. That's a tangent I could go down. That drives me up the wall. That L-shaped stuff. God, I hate it.
I sent a picture of the transparent stuff to my mate, and he was like, "Is this an April Fool's?" I was like, "No, this is actually a real thing. Transparent scenery. It's a thing."
Wow.
Almighty.
Immerse yourself in the 41st millennium.
Every building is L-shaped.
And see-through.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Alex, let's start with you. So what would you say, if you had to break your sort of hobbying month down into different bits of different aspects of it, what's the main thing that you say you would do in a month?
Well, the main thing I would do is paint. And I think I would probably spend at least, out of say a week in a month, in every week in a month, I would say 3 or 4 days I've at least painted something. Even if that's just like I was saying before, like if it's just like putting red on some epic figures or putting a tank together, I can count that as like painting as well, So I'd probably only spend about an hour a day actually painting. If you know what I mean. So it's like I'll do it in a block, and then that'll be about enough, because I get to a point where sometimes I've had enough. I'll listen to a podcast or something for an hour, or a YouTube video or something in the background, and then that's about it. And then I'll go and do something else, because I always kind of get a bit painted out sometimes. Sometimes, like some days, on a Saturday or something, I might, if Claire's busy doing something, I might spend 3 or 4 hours painting, but that's quite rare. And then so that's the most things I would do. I'd say, and let's say 3 or 4 days out of a week would most likely be doing that at least. And then I came on a Thursday night down to a local games club, so I'd meet up with the guys, and that's usually from about 6:30 through till about anywhere between 9 and 10. If we're finishing at 10 o'clock, it's usually pretty late, but we usually finished up by about 9ish anyway. And then sometimes we might do something a weekend. As I say, my wife's going to be away, so I've invited the guys over to film a game of I Am Being Shot Mum doing Operation Compass this Saturday. So they're going to, a couple of them are going to come over and we're going to film that for a future release on the video. And then again, if my wife's not around or I finish early on Fridays, I might make a video as well. So that comes in, but that's rare. I try to get as many videos made at once so I can release them slowly over the next few months. So it's a bit of a mix really, but I'd say 70% of it is definitely just painting. Whatever I've decided. I mean, to be honest, I'm like all war gamers. I probably don't need to paint anything else for the rest of my life, and I could play with everything I've already got. But I mean, that's just madness, isn't it? And who does that? To be fair, you know what I mean? Nobody. So, but I can carve out a little chunk and just do something. So that's what I try to do.
So with your videos, I know that in the past you've had like months worth of videos, all ready to go.
I still do. I've got about 10 or 12 at the moment sitting waiting to be released.
So when you decide to do that, do you choose specifically what type of video you're going to do for a specific time, or is it just whatever strikes you, whatever you've done sort of that week or that month?
Depends. If it's a review, like Pazoo put out that the skirmish game, the Napoleonic skirmish game, and he sent me a copy, so I thought, well, I'll do a review of it because he's helped on my channel in the past with interviews and things. So stuff like that, I can put together a review or a flip through relatively quickly and easily. So that might just be something I've done after work for an hour or something, and then I'll just edit it for the next couple of days and it's done. A battle report is a bit different because that takes a little bit more setting up. So I'd have to set up the table the night before, get things ready. Here in the I'll probably spend the morning recording the interview, the start, the introduction, and maybe do a few moves, and then have some lunch, and then try and finish it off in the afternoon. So that'll take a full day to do. But then what I do is I then just stick that on the computer, and that'll just sit for a while. I'll try and get it edited as quick as I can, but because I've got such a backlog, it doesn't really matter. But I kind of want to get it off the computer as well, because they take up a lot of space on the computer, the footage. So I try to get them edited as quick as I can to get them out again. Basically try and churn it around. So it really depends. But then, I'll do something like I've done a couple of chain of command videos specifically about the rules. And they take a lot more because I've got to write a script, and then I've got to record the voiceover, and then I've got to film the visuals, and then I've got to edit it. So for what is a 10-minute script ends up could take 2 or 3 weeks, from click to bang, because there's all those different aspects. I'm not doing it like that, not like completely. So I did, but then sometimes I'll have those sitting for ages. I've got all the footage filmed, I've got all the the stuff recorded and things and edited and all that, but I just haven't actually edited the thing. And then might have a spurt of energy, and I'll just sit down and over 2 days just bang them out and get them done, because I kind of think this has been sitting here for far too long, let's just do it. So sometimes it goes really fast, sometimes it just takes a long time. But as you guys know, and a lot we've always said, I think it's the editing of a video that takes the longest time of editing. No matter how short it is, it's still going to take you about 4 times as long as a video is just to edit it, because you've got to at least sit through it and then cut out all your ums and ahs and, the bit where you go off on a tangent and you're not actually talking about what you're supposed to be talking about, when you're swearing too much at the cat or whatever, those kind of things. So yeah, I mean that's always the time sink. So that's kind of how I do it. Because it's like how long is a piece of string, because how many different kinds of videos. What each video is completely different to the next one. But I've kind of got a technique with the battle reports that I can edit them pretty quickly, because the filming that I've filmed, it's kind of all ready to go to get slotted into its place, if you know what I mean. So I just
in many ways, battle reports and sort of update reports are the easy ones, aren't they? It's because you get into a swing of doing them.
Yes.
It's almost those impromptu ones that you just, for whatever reason, they're the ones that you actually spend disproportionately more time on. I don't know about you. I feel always more satisfied when they get a lot of views, because you think, oh, that was worth the effort then. And if they sink like a trace, you think, oh, bloody hell, I spent all that time doing it. But, it's like...
But here's a question for you, Alex. So do you find you get requests for certain types of content?
Yes and no. Sometimes I do. I occasionally just ask on the channel posts on YouTube. Like I might just put out a question that is disguised as a question, but it's basically me seeking a bit of information as to what people will be interested in seeing. But I always find that you can still never tell, how many people are going to view that video, even if you make, the thing that gets asked for the most in the comments. Like I asked the other day, I just said, what's your favorite period of the Second World War? Or what's your favorite theatre of the Second World War? And it was kind of a bit of an information gathering. I don't know if I'm sure some people may have replied to it and who are in the chat, so I'm giving away some of the secrecy. I'm pulling back the curtain a bit, but it was kind of just to see, what are people mostly interested in. And before you ask, I couldn't make head nor tail of the stats, to be honest. It was all over the place. It was a bit of everything. Like it was like, so Far East, Northwest Europe. So like everybody had their own different opinion. So it didn't really give me any information whatsoever. But I mean, some people. John said, to come back to that question, do I get requests? There is quite a lot of requests. Some people come up to me at shows and stuff and say, oh, when's your I Ain't Been Shot one video coming out that you teased 3 months ago? It's like, well, about another 3 more months, because I've still got all this other stuff to put out. So yeah, with the backlog, it's hard to release something quickly. But this week I'm going to try to film a game of the Full Nelson as well, which I will try to get out very soon, because obviously there's a lot of people very interested in that. So I think that'll be of interest to people to see how the rules run. So there'll be sometimes something like that will come forward, whereas an older game will just sit in the queue waiting, and it will get released at some point in the future. So the answer to do I react to questions is yes, I'm no.
Cool. Okay. Is there anything about the hobby you put off? That thing that you don't like doing, or you've got to be sort of prodded with a sharp stick to get done?
Not particularly, because I kind of the stuff that I do is the stuff I'm really interested in it. Do you know what I mean? It's like I like we were saying about, you were talking about doing the epic pike and shot and the ancient stuff. I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole, because I know that I just, as soon as I start painting, I'd immediately lose interest. And there's no point me, why struggle? Because it's a hobby. I'm doing something that I'm very interested in. We were talking before about modelling and stuff, and one of the things I do is military modelling. And I was saying to these guys, you guys have already heard this story, but the other people haven't. I've got a Churchill Mark 7 135th scale tank that's been sat up at the top of my to-do list for about 3 or 4 years at this point. And the reason I'm putting myself off doing it is because I know there's so many frigging road wheels on it that I've got to paint. So I don't want to get into it, because I know that's going to be very not difficult, but it's going to be very laborious. But apart from stuff like that, no, I kind of don't. I kind of think just get into it. You know what I mean? And because I've got so many bits and pieces, because I don't always paint to a project. I kind of just paint whatever I like. I can just swap around and just go, right, okay, I'll pull that out of the pile. I'll just paint a Panzer Jaeger 1 for this afternoon, because I can't be bothered to do something, another battalion of Hanoverians. Do you know what I mean? No, I don't feel like I'm putting stuff off because I will get to it at some point. It's just whenever I'm interested in it, I start doing it.
I think jumping around like that definitely helps. I think sometimes I've got a tendency to like binge a certain thing until I reach a point where I can't paint it anymore. I think that's just me because I like to see things finished, but I probably should take a step back. So at the moment, I've got on my desk, I've got, like I say, 40k. I've working on some epic Space Marine stuff from the early 90s, and I've also got some Barons War stuff. So it's just things I can dip into to keep things sort of fresh. I couldn't just sit down and just paint the same thing for 6, 7, 8 weeks. I think that would it would kill the hobby for me. It would also bore me absolutely rigid. I'd eventually resent what I was painting and then get really angry with it. So
that's it. Variety is definitely the spice of life, isn't it? It's certainly a hobby.
Yeah.
It's a hobby. It's not a job.
I was going to say the same thing. When you sort of start out doing videos, particularly, you think, I don't know whether you were the same, but you sort of have this sort of thing. Oh, I could do massive numbers of videos on X, Y, and Z, and loads of people watch them, and pretty soon you realise that if you're not really into it, what's the point? And so you might as well just focus on what you really, really enjoy.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
It's not like you're going to make a serious living out of doing this. It's just
a niche within a niche.
Exactly.
If you spend your entire your entire video just slagging off Games Workshop, then you might get a pittance out of it, but you will make a living. But doing what we're doing, historical and weird second edition 40k things that nobody plays, and
not a chance. Yeah.
So Don, what about you? What's your? So no, you do a hell of a lot of painting.
Yeah. So, well, I guess mine is sort of it's the reality versus what I would, in an ideal world, want to do. Kind of thing is probably different because I've said many times I don't really like painting particularly. I do it because I want to get the figures painted, and because I have a compulsive inability to avoid buying more and more stuff. And eventually, I think I really ought to do something with that stuff. But so the cold reality of how my sort of week pans out is, I have this on a Monday night, so that's one night, and Friday night a game. Generally, most Friday nights, if I'm here, if I'm not away for work or travel or family stuff. But the weekends are generally fairly sacrosanct, so I don't tend to do an awful lot over the weekend. A little bit of painting sometimes, but I was trying to work out how many hours I probably paint. So so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and say Saturday. No, usually Sunday more than Saturday. I'll generally paint, and I will probably paint on a typical week 3.5, 4 hours a night, maybe.
Wow. Yeah.
Because, as I said, I've said this many times before. My wife loves watching absolutely trash telly, and loves murder mysteries and all this sort of things, and all this kind of crap. And she doesn't like me coming up here to the cabin. She says, you have 2 nights off a week gaming. I want to see you the rest of the time. So I'll sit at the dining room table, which is at the end of the living room, and she's got the telly on the other end watching whatever she's watching, and that's good enough for her, and I'll sit and paint. And because we don't tend to do an awful lot in the evenings, in the weekdays on a school night. Occasionally we do, but so I'll sit and paint, and I'll sit and paint, and that's what I do. And so that's why I crack. It's not because I'm particularly quick at painting. It's just that I spend an awful lot of time painting. So that's what I do. But gaming wise, generally I'm lucky. I get 1 game a week, or 1 night a week gaming, and it'll be 3-4 hours of that, which is great. And I wish I had more time for that. But no, it's you have other you have a family and other things to deal with. So that's about it. But I think I guess I wish I had more time for things like research, and I'm one of these people. I can sit and watch a video and have that in one ear, and have a video or a podcast playing or whatever while I'm painting, and then whatever crap Elaine's watching on the telly going, and her asking me questions about, do you think it was the doctor that did it, all that kind of stuff. And they go, yes dear, no dear, whatever it is. But when it comes to sitting there when she's watching the crap and trying to read a book about a particular period, I can't do it. It just doesn't. So I kind of, that's the bit that I lose. I miss out, and I wish I had more time for the research side of things, because if on the odd night where she goes out and I'm not going with her somewhere, I will turn the telly off. I'll sit there and I won't paint. I'll just read a book or do some research into something, and I love that, and it's great fun. So that's the bit I do kind of miss. I'm
you
sort
have
of
quite disciplined on you as well. That's the thing with it. You really do. It's I flip between books like there's no tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
I've got about 5 or 6 books on the go, and loads of books on the shelf over there with a bookmarking, halfway through that I found something else,
My but beside my side of my bed is just, there must be, say 4 or 5 reference books of various descriptions, and around different places of the house, and usually in the toilet, there's another pile of books that are reference books. Actually, that's a good time to do some research when you get 5 minutes in there. Sorry, too much detail. But yeah, it's one of those things. I think I do miss. That's the bit I would do, probably balance out more. And I think if I had the time, or I keep saying when I finally do retire, and I'm delusional, because I'll retire and I'll still have to do the same stuff with Elaine and what have you. So I'll probably end up doing exactly the same thing, whatever. But I would love to get a bit more time in the week to have another game or do something like that. But I am lucky because my job's quite flexible. So I do have a lot of inane conference calls that I have to sit in on, and don't really have to contribute too much on. Apart from shout at people occasionally. So that's a good time to do editing and that sort of thing. So I'll work on a little bit of editing of videos then, but I find that really tedious. And because I do that also up here in the cabin, in the boot room, on this computer, it's, and obviously when I go into the house, it's not where this computer is. So then I can't, that would be the perfect time. If I must get a laptop and edit it on there, because sitting there in front of the telly editing would probably be a good way to pass all the sort of murder mystery nightmare that goes on in our household. Might help the editing as well.
Dom would love to know the size of the cabin.
Oh God, I keep getting asked. It's about 24. No, it's 24 meters by 12, something like that. It's big. It's very big. Yeah. You can blame my wife for that, because when we were putting it in, so again, boring because I've probably told this story many times. But when we were looking to move a house some time ago, not long after COVID actually, and the prices all went absolutely crazy. And what have you, and thought, this is just stupid. We might as well stay where we are. And my one criteria when moving, Alex will appreciate this one, was I wanted a dedicated games room, because I had nothing. I was working out of a tiny little spare bedroom, and then gaming in the garage, and amongst all the mice and all the other things that are there. And
did they need you?
Yeah, they did usually. Yeah, most people do. And so when we decided not to move, Elaine said, you could put up one of those cabins in the garden. I went, oh, yeah, that's nice. So I measured it up and thinking, I just want enough room to get a 6x4 in. She went, well, there's a lot more room there. Why don't you make it bigger? So I went, right, sign this. Yeah, so it's freaking enormous. So, yeah, the table behind me is, it's 12 foot long at the moment, with 4 foot wide. So and all the space around it and everything else. So yeah, it's pretty big in here.
But you still managed to fill it though.
Oh Christ, yeah. I mean, I'm groaning at the seams. It really is too many. I've got to do something about that. It's pretty ridiculous. It's pretty ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, there you go.
I was just thinking about how, I mean, people know I paint 90% of the time. That's what I do. If I'm by myself at the weekend, I can paint all day Saturday. I can start sort of 9:30, 10. It's like a day shift. It's weird because I work here as well, so I work from home. So I work here and I also paint here. I spend most of my life at this desk.
My computer is here. My painting table is there, and I'm the same. Like I work at home as well from this. So
it's nice. It's nice, but I don't know. I get cabin fever sometimes. But the only nights I don't paint Friday or Saturday evenings. That's films and wine time. That's my dedicated relaxation time is Friday and Saturday. I do not paint. That's
when he tops up the weird shit.
But some nights I can, that's when to eat and finish watching Judge Judy, which I do on the regular. Compulsive viewing. It's the only thing I watch. It's literally the only thing I watch on TV is Judge Judy. It's a guilty pleasure. Anyway, so I could sit down here about 6:30. And last Tuesday, I sat down at 6:30, and I actually I was cleaning my brushes at 11:15.
Oops.
I didn't realize what the time had just completely flown by. What I tend to do is I just put like a music mix on YouTube and you just lose yourself. It's dead easy to just to get immersed in it. But yeah, I paint most nights. I've got tonight I'm not doing anything because I'm hosting and I've just ripped those things to pieces and I'm regretting my life choices. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be painting. I'll probably be painting all day Saturday and possibly all day Sunday as well. That's the main thing I do. I game when I can, but we both lead completely different lives, different circumstances. So when the stars align, we do get a few games in. I do some solo gaming just to keep my brain active. I read. I do quite a bit of reading as well. Many World War II stuff. But for me, it's the painting. And I think the painting is more of a relaxation thing as well. I think if you've had a really, really shitty, busy day and your brain feels like goo, I think just sitting down and painting for half an hour, it just centers me. It just makes me feel so much more relaxed.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. It's like it's just it's a break from everything else, isn't it? Where you can just focus completely on that, just one task, can't you? Let's say, I usually only paint for an hour, maybe hour and a half tops, but at a time. But yeah, it's enough for me to go back into the world and go, right, okay, I'm ready to do something else, like stripping the paint off the stairs or whatever.
I just think that the benefits of it for me are the main things, because sometimes you get you finished and your head's just all over the place, and it just works. And the thing is, I'm not a fast painter. I used to be. I go through. I found my painting. I go through peaks and troughs. When I started the channel back in 2018, I used to paint like a machine. I could get through bolt action units, really fast. They didn't look very good, but I know I could get through them very fast. But I think over the past sort of 2 years, my painting the speed that I paint has slowed down considerably.
Why do you think that is? Are you being more detailed, or are you just taking your time in general about it? Does it feel like you don't have to, hit a mark or something?
I think I don't like looking at something I've painted and think it's crap. Sometimes it'll play in your mind. You'll be like, "Oh God, I wish I hadn't done that green," or "Oh, that's not working." So I think by taking my time and just enjoying it, I think like Dom said, sometimes, I used to be guilty of doing YouTube videos really quickly just because somebody had asked me to do one. So I'd do a bolt action video. But I got to a point where I felt like I felt indebted to actually do it, and that's no way to do a video is to rush it out. And just because someone's asked you to do a video, I think for me, I stopped doing that years ago, which is why I've made about 9 videos in 2 years, because I just stopped doing it. But yeah, for me, it's painting, especially what I'm doing now. I think it's it's like awoken something in me. I think it's that nostalgia. I know some people say nostalgia. You should never go back to past games because they're a bit crap.
It's not what it used to be.
Like I mentioned, like I mentioned last week, my first experience of historical war gaming was Body Count, the Vietnam one. And yeah, looking back, they were quite nostalgic. It was a great introduction. But like I said last week, I read for some reason I've still got the rules. I got a dot matrix printout type thing, and I sat down and tried to read them, and I was like, "This is terrible."
I used to have them as well. I found a PDF of them online, and it was like I literally spent 2 minutes looking at it. Just like I can't even look at this.
Do you think it's just because we're getting older? That is. Or do you think the game we're just what we expect? Because I was having this discussion with Alec down the club the other week, and he always goes on about you can't cope with anything more complicated rule-wise anymore. And I thought, well, actually, probably on the same, rules that I used to love that were really gritty and detail-orientated. Now I look at them, and what the hell? No, I want something simple that's going to have a laugh with playing. And I don't know whether that's just because I'm getting older, which is definitely the case, or whether it's just what you look for in the game now has changed. I don't know.
For me, it's definitely it's not so much the complexity of the rules; it's just the way that they look.
Yeah,
the body counts are in like a little A5 printed thing, aren't they? With a green back. It
was like zine size. Yeah, A5.
Yeah,
right.
But it's all like it's all done. It's all typed as well, and you've got all these really horrible looking tables.
That's more your expectation of what a rule set should look like than the actual being a problem.
100%. I mean, I've said it before. I'd take pleasure in reading rules.
Yeah,
and I just like a nicely laid out set of rules, even if I don't like the game. It's just nice to read the rules. If they're nicely presented and things, and you can do it so easily these days. Whereas, I mean, I've said this in public several times on videos about Peter Pig's games. They look like absolute dog turd, but the games inside of them are great. So I struggle through those.
Yeah.
But if I didn't know that the games were great, then I wouldn't give them a second glance. And it's the same with something like Body Count. Looking at it again, and I'm thinking, how did I even read this? It's like the font size is like the smallest you get on. When you're at the opticians and you're looking at the list of letters on the wall, and it's like the smallest one. What's this? I can't even. This is horrible.
So it is what Tony.
Yoink! It's gone.
So Tony tried playing the original Blood Bowl with a friend last year. We found it almost impossible to play.
Yeah. Second edition was like that. I was like, God, we're trudging through this. This is not an enjoyable game. And yes, I do know it got better in third and fourth edition or whatever.
I started playing at third in 1994, and it had been. It was so much more polished, and it was what back in the 90s when Games Workshop did those, game in a box type thing. So 40k Fantasy Battle, Blood Bowl, really good. I think for me it's just the memories. I've got loads of cool memories of playing 40k second edition. And
that's it, isn't it? I mean, it's always as Steve has said, it's all about enjoying yourself. It really is. Like it's all about as long as you're having fun.
Yeah,
like drugs, when the fun stops, stop.
Stop.
Exactly.
Oh, crikey, it said 20 pounds. Dom, have we got any? I haven't got any. Dom, have you got any news?
A couple of bits. Hang on, let me find them. Oh, we got to do the video, haven't we?
Oh, we got to do
now for the news. But think, can you really afford this? Especially the weird shit.
There we go. Yeah, contractually obliged by me because I made it. A couple of things. A bit quieter on this week, I think, from me that I saw. First one I'm going to show. We don't often have Black Scorpion on here, but they do some really interesting figures. So sort of small range of interesting models. So they've got some new 28mm longbowmen. Which I mean, they kind of present them as general medieval, but I think they fit in quite a lot of periods. Actually, I think they're mainly because they mainly do fantasy stuff, don't they? Black Scorpion, but
I like the proportions on them.
Yeah.
There's something.
They've got a bit heft to them. You can imagine they are
Yes.
bowmen, can't you? They've got the right
Yeah.
sort of shoulder build for it. Yeah, I think they're really nicely done. Really nicely done. So yeah, they're available now. Plus, I think they said they released some STLs at Salute Time, and I think they're now coming or about to come as physical models. Now, some of these are great fun. Let's have a look at this one. What do you reckon to this guy?
Looks like Ron Jeremy.
I can't unsee that now. Yeah, that is brilliant. There's this one here. That one doesn't. No, that one doesn't. Thank God. I don't know what that is, but there you go.
Oh my God.
And then there's that's kind of a nice group of that looks like something Martin would do something with for Traitor's Toll or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something like that. What else they got here? That guy I love as well. Look at him. He looks like me wearing a dress suit, bursting out. I haven't got a tash though. And then this guy I like looks really cool. So
that's nice.
What a tash he's got. They're seriously working on their tash work, aren't they? So that's Black Scorpion. Some really interesting models. I can't remember whether I showed these, but it's Blessed Perry, so I'm going to show them anyway, just in case. So they've showing off some early Napoleonic carabiniers. So I think this is part of their revolutionary launch that they're doing. So there's a whole set of carabiniers, and they do look flipping lovely, even though they're French. Really, really nice. And I'm not going to get into the Revolutionary Wars. Absolutely not.
Can we have that in a signed, legally binding document?
No, but it isn't going to happen this time. I can't. I have to cover myself just in case, Steve. Also, Victrix showed that their next couple of. I know this got a lot of people very moist in the community. Victrix said their next couple of launches are going to be these two. Imperial Roman Warband. I'm not sure about that, but anyway, and a Gaul Warband is the next two that they're launching. So no time scales on that, but coming soon. No Victrix. They're chucking them out very, very rapidly. So I imagine it won't be long to wait if you're interested in picking up some of those.
Investing in the Romans.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. You know, I've still got those flipping Romans that I got from the mystery box that I sort of tried to convince myself I should paint.
Did you end up flogging all the Greek stuff?
Pretty much, yeah. I think I did in the end. It took a while, but they eventually all did sell. So yeah, I did. Just about made my money back.
The crushing disappointment in that video was palpable.
I'm gonna have to do it again next time they do it, just to have that again. Also, Ian Flags of War showed off some of the pre-orders he's got coming up, which looked absolutely sweet. As you know, he's big into his Jacobite stuff, and these are just amazing.
He's been talking about these for a while now. With us on the Brews in the Vineyard with Yorkshire Ken, who's been talking about the lifeguards for quite a while. I think the amount of figures that he's got is way more than there ever was. But he's
happy. Yeah, he's a happy fella.
There's like 100 or something during the entire wars, but you know,
they are nice.
Yeah, lovely figures. Really, really nice. There's a mortar crew, and I think Steve's been involved somewhere looking at that, chopping off heads, Scots Grey's heads. So yeah, that's what I saw. That's all I saw. I rely on Martin to come with the weird shit, but obviously he's not here. So
I don't see much news. I don't even look at the real world news. Never mind wargaming news. So it just doesn't form naturally into my possession. But no, like I said, some really good things there. Those bowmen, they were really nice.
They were lovely.
Quite struck by those. They were Not normally my scene, but they were really nice. Right, let's crack on. So we've got a couple of starred comments here, and then I'll grab some of them off the Facebook page as well. So, Laser Pirate Painting was chatting to the author of 0 Hour last night, and he's working on a second book at the moment.
No. What's that going to cover? Tell us what that's going to cover.
Yeah, if you let us know what it's going to, what it is.
Yeah.
What's he going to call it? 1 hour.
So Mark says
too
he's
late.
interested in wargaming, modeling, painting, and then playing the game. Yeah,
nice.
I think that for me.
If I had the chance, I'd probably do a lot more gaming. But just because I do have a wife at home, it's not exactly fair to be out every night going out playing again. And also, I think everybody's going to be about the same, aren't they? Really, in that ratio. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
I'm always slightly envious of people who have partners that love to game and war game with you. But then also, part of me thinks, would that be so much fun? I don't know. Some part of me thinks. Yeah. Occasionally, once in a while, it'd be lovely. A bit like Haley does with Martin. I think that's a nice combo.
We play board games, but having my house handed to me in Chain of Command buyer, I don't think I'd enjoy that so much.
Here's some insightful from Ken. What does he get out of the hobby? Recently, a bloody headache dealing with idiots who can't separate war games rules into 2 alphabetical groups.
And he thought retirement would be relaxing.
I was going to say.
Have you been following his World Cup of war games rules over on his Facebook?
Yeah,
page?
I've seen it. Yeah,
it's very funny. I just keep going back just to look at the comments because they just get better and better.
He just sets himself up for high blood pressure, doesn't he? With that, just absolutely does.
I mean, fair play to him. There must be some admin involved in that.
He does a good job.
The hobby brush in the past, painting every night. Games Club Mondays, released for 20 years. Occasional events that made to see the armies and painting. Yeah,
good man.
Yeah. Say painting every night. That's the dream. John, 40% painting, 40% research, 20% reading new rules I've bought. Yes, reading rules and playing the rules are two very, very different concepts.
That's true. That is true.
I find I collect the rules as much as I ever did, but I don't tend to read them as much as I used to. I'm very much changed. I say my kind of appetite for rules has changed so much that nowadays it's all about back and having a go with them. So if I see a video about them and I watch that and it gives me some vague idea, then I can just sort of have a go at doing them. But I want to read them, but I sit down and my eyes glaze over. I don't know why. I just can't do it.
The last rule book I sat down and just read and enjoyed it was the second edition of Burrows and Badgers. It's just such a lovely rule. It's just presented, the layout. It's a fantastic book.
That's what I mean. It makes such a massive difference, doesn't it?
It does.
Like I said, whether you ever play the game or not, or even if you've got an interest in it, just the fact that the book is laid out well and it looks nice and
illustrations and examples and that kind of stuff.
The Burrows and Badgers one's lovely. I think I said easily one of the best rule books I've bought over the past 2 or 3 years. It's just an absolute work of art.
Badgers and Burrows for the World Cup. That's what I'm saying.
An hour a day gets things done so quickly. It does. I think some people operate like the 1 hour rule. So you do 1 hour per night, and it does build up. It certainly does. Although sometimes, have you ever been like pumped to do a bit of painting? You sit down and 10 minutes later you're putting your brushes away because you've just lost complete enthusiasm.
Sometimes it can be just a struggle. Just just walk away from it.
Yes,
it's a hobby, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's not a job.
No, it's when it becomes a chore, just stop. Just put the brushes down.
There's a bit of like a thing you see sometimes on as you see it a bit on Twitter and like on Blue Sky and stuff, where people are complaining, going, "Oh, I can't paint as much as X person on YouTube or whatever. Or I can't paint as well." And I always think it doesn't. It's not a contest, is it? It's just and you shouldn't be painting to a level that everybody else is painting. I mean, that's volume as well as skill wise. It's just your own levels and just enjoy your own hobby.
I think people do get. I guess it's the nature of humans, isn't it? We all get a little bit carried away with that sort of thing. But yeah, I agree with you. It's like I hear that all the time. As people just, I can't. I just don't feel paint. I don't want to paint tonight. Well,
don't
then. Go and do something else. Read a book. Watch a film.
Your shoulder, you know what I mean? And
it's it's different. It's not like you got a deadline to hit, like a work thing or something where you got to hit. And then
exactly.
Exactly.
So,
no, actually, if it ever becomes like it feels like a chore or a job or just a struggle, just don't.
Other thing, I guess you guys are the same. I know you are, but having multiple projects on the go makes a big difference for me. So that if I'm not feeling it doing the 10 mil, 100-year war figures, I'll do something different.
Sometimes if I'm just not in the mood, I'll just go and cause carnage on GTA for a couple of hours. I feel much better. It's it's an adequate substitution for painting. It really is.
100% agree on that.
6 months time. The hobby for me is recreating the great battles in the past. In order to do that, painting is a chore that must be done. Research is a pleasure, and actually playing the game is the whole point. So again, flipped on the head, so that the painting doesn't take take center stage.
No.
I think even when I was younger, though, I even when I was playing a lot of gaming in the 90s, I still painted more than I gamed. I think it's always been sort of ingrained in me that I just paint. I paint a lot.
Same here.
And I think as well, what I like about it is when I was younger, I was such a crap painter. I mean, really, really, really crap. I mean, I was terrible at painting. But it's one of those things you think, you look back and, I've been in the hobby now for 35 years. And I just think, look how far you've come. Same as playing guitar. When I started playing guitar, I mean, I'm still shit at playing guitar, but I'm a bit better than I was when I first picked up a guitar. But it is nice, the fact that it's something I've put a lot of time into over the years, and you can see the improvement. And there's nothing better than finishing a project or finishing a miniature. It's such a great,
it's nice drawing that line, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I think I feel weird though for those of us where the gaming is the thing that's most important. I was thinking about this the other night. It's like, despite that, and it is the gaming that is what I love particularly, but I wouldn't play with unpainted figures. And you think, well, if the game was so obsessive, why don't I just think, sod it, I'll just play with the unpainted figures? But I just can't bring myself to do that.
No,
it is the visual thing. I love that.
Can't do it. Wargaming is visual. It's aesthetic, isn't it? You want to make the table look as nice as possible and the figures look as nice as possible. It's why we buy all the terrain and all the bits and pieces and tokens and nice things.
Yes.
That's what I always think.
I think the only time I'd play with unpainted miniatures is if I was teaching someone a game.
Yeah.
I think that for me you can get away with, because it's more about the rules than the actual immersion. But once they'd learned the rules, they would sign a contract to say that no more would be play with unpainted miniatures.
You can play with unpainted figures, or you can have the hammer. It's up to you.
Yeah, exactly.
In the casino.
So, Chris, assembling and painting more than actually getting to play, mostly due to time constraints stopping me go to club nights and partly trying to get the armies I want before my eyes go. That's the eternal struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
that's true. That's true. Except when it comes to Rubicon models, you don't assemble those. No. Are the rules?
It's been it's been 2 years since I finished that helicopter.
Bloody hell!
Still not recovered. It's a lovely kit. It's just very, very daunting, and it's the way I've always described that is it's part wargaming, part scale modeling. It's sort of somewhere. It's not quite one. It's not quite the other, but it's got lots of pieces. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Lionheart. So, I found that my interest changed the last few years from the painting and research to playing games. Don't get me wrong, I still like painting, but much prefer playing games now. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Agree with that. I'd love to play more games, but
yeah, I mean, my preference is, if I could flip it and it'd be 70% gaming, then I'd be a happy man. But life just gets in the way, doesn't it? That's it. It.
Also, I do worry that if you played, like 5 days a week or something, would you just get a bit board. Would that be possible?
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah, but
Yeah.
there
I'd
are
love to try
lots
just
of
to
different
find
rules.
out.
There's
Yeah,
lots of
true.
different rules, though, isn't there? So you can always, dive into something else. Go, right, okay, I want to try, these rules or this period today or whatever.
Yeah.
I think,
So-
I think
true.
the most intensive we ever played was going back to Blood Bowl in '94. We had the school holidays, and we set up a league, and there was like 8 of us, and we played Blood Bowl every day for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Blimey.
It was good, but I think we reached a point where we were like, try something different now. This has been
Try something else. Yeah.
This has been an
I mean,
experiment.
that's so decent. I remember playing board games the same. We'd play like Third Reich or Squad Leader or Risk, even, night after night after night until the small hours every day if we could, and it never got stale. Lost a few friends, but
Yeah,
collateral
Monopoly will do that.
fucking-
Monopoly will do that to you as well.
You obviously won't do that.
So Bill's a teacher, so during school year, 5 hours on Sunday to hobby, and don't care if it's hobby or gaming. Summertime for projects I want to start during the school year. Again, it all depends on, like I say, work period, how long you're working for. Everyone's different. Steve's got an interesting theory that my flat is just a west wing of the tower of my mansion purchased with my YouTube millions. Do you know what, Steve?
You found him out, Steve. You found him out.
There is so much wrong with that comment. I don't even know where to start.
When he complains about post not arriving, it's not that. It's just the butler doesn't bring it up quick enough.
Takes a day to get from the front door to his west wing. Yeah.
Jives, bring me my wargaming figures. Rob's here. Hello. Don't me to say hey, holiday on holiday this week. Enjoy. Cheers, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Flesh Cloud, it's good to have your own space. Sharing your main hobby makes it harder to take some time to yourself and get a break from each other. Yes,
definitely.
I think another thing as well for me, it's having a permanent painting setup. That goes a long way to keeping sort of enthused and sort of active. I know a few people who due to like family commitments, they don't have that. You've got to, take it down when they finish and put it back. It's just things like little things like that you can take for granted. But love my painting area. Steve, we're saying this when I'm not in the mood to paint as I start coming up with new projects. Yes. and then you come here and it's open wallet surgery the next day.
No problem.
Because you've seen so much discipline. You've seen so much new stuff. It is an absolute danger, though. Is an absolute danger. Right, I'm just going to pop onto the Facebook group and find. Right, here we go. I post. So there was quite a few comments on here. It's a good one from Paul.
Bullshit.
So he's happy with the way that he paints now. You can teach a dog new tricks. He just can't be bothered to learn them. The research part of the hobby is his favourite part. And games have to be a narrative telling stories of heroes with daft made up names and their ne'er-do-well adversaries.
Nice.
Yeah. So Kurt, he likes to plan what he's doing. So currently a Goblin army. I'll just do that while I'm on that groove, as I find it hard to return to an army I've done for some reason. I painted my work desk as I work from home. Yeah, same here as well. Plays a few weekend tournaments a year to get the game out of his system. Paul Mackay, he paints. He just paints.
To an amazing standard.
Just enjoy painting and trying to improve and learn new things. Absolutely. Big small world as best I can, when I can, and in my own way, with many distractions that are unavoidable. I like Warren's analogy. He likes his hobby like his burgers. I like my hobby with a lot. I do lots of different things. I love it all. Yep. Matt started out all about the gameplay and getting games in as many as possible. Now I need the 1 to 2 hours a night with some quiet painting time. The odd tournament here and there, but mostly an excuse to hang out with my mates semi-weekly. Mike, just about the only actual routine and predictable bit of the hobby for me currently is the weekly Wednesday club. Now, I think clubs, do you find that, Alex, you go to your club on a regular basis, do you think that gives sort of a bit of structure to your hobby, that you've got that gaming time planned?
Yeah, definitely. And somebody mentioned they're having time apart as well. I mean, my wife really likes the fact that I'm at the house on a Thursday night, so she can just veg in front of Housewives of Orange County or whatever crap she's watching this week, without me complaining about it. But yes, and it doesn't, because we take it in turns to host a game. Like somebody else, like this week, I'm going to take Sharp Practice down because it's the 18th, so Waterloo Day. So we're going to do some Waterloo stuff. I just thought, that's a good chance to get Sharp Practice out on the table because he doesn't always see the table, and it is a great game. But so like last week was Chain of Command. Week before that, I think I wasn't down, but the guys were playing Water Cowboy, the Water Cartel version, and people just throw out ideas, and if everybody takes it up, then we'll say yes, we'll go down and do it. But there's always somebody who's prepared to bring something down, so there's always a game on, and like you said, basically just creates that structure for us that on a Thursday night I finish work a little bit earlier than I normally would the rest of the week, and then get my stuff together and go down by about 5-6 o'clock, and I'm down there, and I know I'm down there till 9-10 o'clock. You know what I mean? You've got that block of time, and I try my hardest if I'm with work and things. Sometimes I have to work away. I try my hardest to work around it so that I'm at least home on the Thursday, so I can go down to the club and play a game, because it's just nice to get a game in.
It is. Like I said, when we back in the 90s, ours was Tuesday, 6 till 10 every Tuesday at the community centre, and that was important to us because I wasn't in the hobby long at that point.
Yeah.
And you just knew that every Tuesday you were going to get a game of something, whether it was something that we planned or some of the veteran gamers were trying to introduce us to new stuff. It was just that nice part of the week I always look forward to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. I mean, Tuesday evening, Wednesday is generally I'm thinking about going down on Thursday. Especially if I'm hosting the game like I am this week. So I'm starting to think about what am I going to put together, and reading scenarios or whatever, coming up with something, printing things out, and you're just kind of looking forward to it even a couple of days before.
Yeah, we used to be like that. It's just a great time if you've got that regular club during the week. Mm-hmm. It's just a great part of it. So for Matt, he likes the research, a bit of a button counter. That's like my favourite machine to be as close as possible. Then painting and scratch building, then gaming, and he likes to add scenery each week. Lewis, I enjoy the more creative stuff.
Yeah, that's a good discipline. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Lewis,
you're good at that, Alex, as well, aren't you? Adding terrain in on a regular basis.
Yes, you do that quite a lot, don't you?
Yeah, well, I do a lot of scatter terrain. Just bits and pieces, and it's easy stuff. You can just make a couple of little trees or bushes or something very quickly, and it just soon adds up. And then you can just throw it across a table. And I try to make it as ubiquitous as possible, so it works. From Waterloo through to the fall of the Reich kind of thing. Obviously, some things are a bit less ubiquitous, but most things that fit in trees are always good for that kind of thing. They do work. So
so Lewis enjoys the more creative side of the hobby: kit bashing, painting, lore-driven, thematic stuff. It allows me just to turn my brain off from the world of work and life for about half an hour to an hour. And again, I think it's important. For me, it's a great hobby at doing that. I mean, as much as I like playing video games, I think sitting down just painting, I think it works wonders. Mm-hmm. John agrees with Paul. I'm happy with my painting style. It's more than good enough for gaming, and he's enjoying the research a lot, particularly with his Vietnam project. There's a great satisfaction to putting on well-received games of battles that actually exist and getting realistic results. Thomas, he spent quite a lot of time on the painting road. Though it isn't special or win me awards, I'm pleased with my skill level. It'll develop into absolutely. And I think I mentioned this months ago on a podcast that if you're putting paint on miniatures, you're already ahead of a lot of people in that hobby. And I think everyone's got to start somewhere. I mean, you've got to open the paints and get your brushes out and get some paint on the miniatures.
I don't see. I think Sean from the Gods on Scale, he once said about if it's their first game and they're playing with unpainted figures, it's not such a problem. Personally, I wouldn't do it myself, but if it's somebody, if somebody's starting in the hobby and it's new and they're doing something with it, then fine, I'll crack on. But I would probably, if I was prime minister, I probably would make a law that you've got to paint them at some point.
Like I said, the legally binding contract.
Oh,
So
yeah.
an interesting question from Martin. He said, "Would you guys ever play with painted blocks of wooden tokens instead of minis?"
Yeah, as long as they're painted.
Yeah, as long as they're painted, yeah.
Do they have to have little faces on them as well?
I have thought about doing it, like just with the NATO symbols put on them.
Mm.
You know, at the top, like the X's for infantry and the different dots and things. I have thought about doing it for a quick way of learning how to play rules.
Yeah.
For nothing else, really. You know, that'll be a way to do it. But I don't do it, but it's something I would consider.
I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, sorry, Stu, you carry on.
No, go on, Karen.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't know where I feel about that. I kind of implicitly, if you're playing sort of, very, very large scale game, so fighting a major engagement, say you're refighting Kursk or something, on a tabletop, and you've only got 6x4 table or something, you want to fight it out, then, effectively when you get down to sort of 2 mil or 6 mil figures, it's almost like a block, but it's still, to me, just doesn't feel quite right. I don't know. I wouldn't say I wouldn't, because at the end of the day, for me, the kind of the ribbing and the stupid stuff that people talk about around the table is half the fun of the games night. So whether it's figures or blocks or whatever, it shouldn't really matter. And I probably have a right laugh doing it. So I still take the piss out of everybody, and they take the piss out of me, same as it always happens. But it just feels, I think, like you guys say, it's the visual effect of the figures, even if they're all ranked up as an epic block, which is effectively a block anyway. So, yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, 28mm figure is just a token.
Yeah.
It really makes no difference. But I mean, aesthetically, it's obviously much better than a block with a NATO symbol printed on it. But yeah, I was thinking about there was a game called Playing Leapfrog, which I'm desperate to try out, but it's a divisional level one, so I think it would work really well for that, because your smallest unit is like a company or something, so you could quite easily do it. And Kriegspiel,
Kriegspiel famously does that, doesn't it? Yeah.
It works very well for that, and that's how that was initially played anyway, with wooden blocks. So it wouldn't be. I don't think it'd be an issue. And somebody else has mentioned. Shut
up and get on with it, Ken. Just get on with
it. But there's a lot of computer games that have, they have the little like Hearts of Iron. It has. You can have it as like either an animated soldier, or the unit is a block, and I always have it as a block, the NATO blocks, because I think they just look better than the animated figures, soldiers that they have on there. So, from my point of view, I wouldn't have an issue with it, as long as they're painted.
Dom, you're going to paint them blue and then get people asking whether it's the correct shade of blue or not. How dare you paint those wooden blocks in that blue?
I don't think that's right, NATO blue.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. I can't remember. I saw a video, quite a while back, and I can't remember what the rule system was, but it was a massive game, huge battle. I can't remember, but they were using, it might have been ACW actually. I think they were using grey and blue, like 1 centimeter cubes, just ranked up. But they had scenery, they had proper scenery and buildings and trees, and I thought it could work. It looked very abstract. It looked really abstract. But I think if the rules work, go for it. I think it'd make a boring painting tutorial. Size 5 brush and 2 colors. There we go. Well, I just think, game with anything really, couldn't he?
Definitely.
I don't know. Again, I'm torn about it. I think it'd be a good way to represent quickly represent, because you know, if you want to fight massive battles, you got to do some painting, bit time consuming.
But it's also, I mean, you know, if you want to try out a new game as well, it's a very quick way of doing that.
Right. Yeah,
you know, you just go right.
Spending
Okay,
money on figures.
you know, an infantry unit is always going to be an infantry unit. A cavalry unit is going to be cavalry. And it's just like, well, I'm just trying it out, and then if I like it, I can add the figures in later on or whatever. You know, so you know, I see, I can understand its appeals.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Epic HCW first came out. I watched a battle report, and they were using the Epic figures, but they just painted them one color. So they get the Union all blue, and Confederate were just grey.
Yeah, I've seen people doing it with playing games with the Napoleonic ones of those. Now you see, that makes my blood boil. But, you know, but you know, they're playing a game.
Yeah.
Is it because it's not quite one? They're not quite painted figures, but they're not quite tokens. They're just monochrome painted figures.
Like, then at that point you may as well just use wooden blocks. You know?
Oh god!
Love it.
Again, it's not something I think. I mean, I could probably be talked into. It depends what the rules were. It depends what we know battle. You know,
It did cross my mind once. We were trying to do some sort of campaign, and having the map laid out and using blocks to move around for that. In the end, I thought, well, what's the point of getting little blocks? We'll just use a few, you know, basic figures, because it's just the same thing. But I don't know.
Again, it goes back to that. It's the aesthetics of it, isn't it? It's how, you know, how immersed in it you are.
Wow.
From, you know, whatever point. There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Blocks of wood doesn't sell the game now.
Mind you, Dick Turpin's right. As long as your wooden blocks are based. Damn right.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Yeah, you got to base your blocks. It's the done thing.
There you go.
Interesting comment from Steve. So he's just got his first order from Empress, and these are some of the cleanest metals I've ever seen.
They are. They're amazingly good.
Yeah, the Zulu ones I got from Empress were just lovely. Really,
I don't think I've ever had to clean more than the odd little tiniest bit of flash off any of their figures I've ever had.
Really nice miniatures. Really nice. See, that's a good thing with blocks as well. There's no prep, no cleaning off mold lines, no cleaning off flash.
No.
Yeah.
Just gotta make sure you don't. Bless it. Yeah, there we go. They're travel battle.
Yeah, but they're all in. They're sort of.
They are individual figures.
Yeah, they're individual figures. Bill, come on, keep up. No. Blessed Perrys do no wrong. Even they do figures.
So, what Alex said, what about Wofun? Would you use Wofun?
Well, again, you see, the thing is, they're very expensive.
They are. They're very expensive.
And I did look at them, and I've seen them at shows and stuff, and I've looked at the Peters paper boys and things. And I think they're brilliant. I think it's a really, really good, clever idea. And they'd look okay on the tabletop, but there's just something about them that just stops me. And it's almost like it's the same thing where it's like, you know, I'm using these stand-up figures that I haven't painted. All I've done is cut them out, and I kind of want my figures on the tabletop to have been painted by me. That's why I don't buy second-hand painted figures. You know, I painted everything that I own. You know, everything I play with, I painted. Cutting figures out from a sheet just doesn't. It's not the hobby for me. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, again, it's a great way of getting a game in quick of a period that you might want to just try. You could buy the Peters painted paper boys and just cut those out. But the Wofun ones are the ones that are coated in plastic, aren't they?
Yeah, they're on a acrylic. I mean, they look fantastic, but
there's slight more heft to those than there is than the cut out and stand up ones. But to me, I think I just stop at it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's great for someone else, not for me.
No. Again, I think if I'm paying that amount of money, I'd rather buy figures. And that I can actually paint.
I think the only time I'd ever consider it would be And like you say, they're too expensive, really. I think if I mean, not too expensive, but too expensive for an instant thought of, I will just buy a load of them and replace my figures with them. But the only time I'd ever sort of consider something like that, I think, is if it was a period that I have absolutely no figures for at all.
Yeah.
Yes.
So something completely new that I wanted to have a try at. And even then, I think it would only be a stopgap, because if I loved it, I'd want, like you say, I'd want to get the figures.
Yeah.
And they are amazing when you walk past the games. That you see them at the shows these times, and they do look extraordinarily good.
They do.
Until you turn the corner and you look at them.
Until you go around the corner and then they disappear. I don't know what happens to them. The whole army
It's
disappears.
minus one to hit when they're hitting on the flank. But a couple of people have mentioned Command and Colours, and I've got the Napoleonic sets, and they're wooden blocks, but with stickers on them. And I don't mind that, because they are also then on a hex map. They're not on a wargaming table. And I think that's the difference with it. You know what I mean? It's like you're playing it as a board game, so it's a bit.
Aren't we weird as gamers that's a whole different criteria? So a board game where you're moving counters around is absolutely fine, but you can't move a counter around on a table. No.
If it's a police cloth, it's got to be a figure. If it's a cardboard table, it's really different. Yeah. I know. I can't explain it, and I don't understand it. But
I'm with you, Alex. Exactly the same. I feel exactly the same about it. It's just very, very bizarre, and there's no rationality to that at all, other than the fact we're weird wargamers.
No, we're a strange breed at times. Right, we're almost finished. Let's crack on with what people have been posting up in the Facebook group. As always, there's a link to the Facebook group down there. Dom demands questions are answered before you're admitted. It is keeping the ne'er-do-wells out. And like I said a couple of weeks back, don't invite people because they don't get the questions. We can't let them in. So just, and Dom gets angry and we have to speak to HR afterwards. So.
You're on another warning if you do it again.
Right, so first up is Christopher, who's been painting this for Silver Bayonet. It's a mounted dragoon. Look at that.
Oh, that is lovely.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, I like that. Very nice. I mean,
that
wrong nation, obviously, but
that is stunning. I mean, it gives me chest pains just looking at it, but it is absolutely stunning. Really, really. That green is fantastic. It's just so nice. Lovely. From dragoons to 10mm hussars from Gary.
I love the fact he's got the 28s behind for scale.
Yeah. Would you attempt those, Dom?
Do you know, I would now, actually. Yep. Having done the 10mm. Actually, no, what am I talking about? Of course I wouldn't. No. I think they're the Turner ones, aren't they? I think they look like the Turner ones.
Are they?
I think so, yeah. So from 10mm hussars to Landscape Ogres.
Oh my god!
So these are from Ken, the eccentric man. I've been meaning to pick these up for ages because I remember when they first teased it and people were like, "What, Landsknecht Ogres? That's what's that?" And it actually works so well.
Makes all sorts.
It does, but they're crack. I like the really vivid colours. Really, really nice.
Yeah, they're nice.
Dom, will they be troubling your tabletop in the near future?
Probably not. Probably not. Maybe. Never say never, mate.
Never say never. Also a bit more sanity now. So James has been painting some trucks for his 8th Army.
Oh, nice.
That's
I like the mud and weathering around that.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Lovely weathering.
Very nice.
That's nice. If you check out the Facebook group, he's posted 2 of them in there. They're really, really, really good.
Very cool.
Very, very nice. Kurt has been painting some goblin sharp sticks.
What the blinking wow!
See, that's a drummer I can approve of.
Wow.
Because, well, he's just got a drum.
They got lollipop sticks.
I think. Well, it looks like there's a goblin jester on a banner pole.
Okay. Oh, I see. Yes, at the back there. Yes. Oh, yeah. Wow.
I like them all on one single base. That looks pretty good.
That does look nice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'd love to check that out while listening to White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane. Paul's been painting some World War One, British and South African infantry.
Oh, nice.
Lovely.
Oh, yeah,
They're
good.
lovely.
Yeah, I like those.
Very nice.
They're nice. They're really. I like the contrast between the shirts and the webbing. It's like a really nice contrast between them. Ah, they're
Very,
nice.
very
Really
cool.
nice. Dom, it's your favourite things again. So Lewis has been painting some more World Eaters. Look at these. Yes.
Oh, my life is fulfilled every week seeing them.
Big angry chaps with blades and chain swords. What could possibly go wrong? No, they're really nice. I really enjoyed seeing his progress on these.
Nice.
But yeah, do yourself a nasty on some of those weapons, though. Health and safety are definitely required. Paul has been painting some guards from Guards of Trader's Toll.
Very nice.
They're nice. I like the bases. They're
Yeah,
really
the
cool.
bases, they're nice.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, really
The
good.
rest of the figures are nice as well, but
Oh, yeah, they're lovely. I think
by basis.
I think the palette he's used there as well is like it links them together, but they all seem sort of individual.
Yes,
figures.
agreed.
Yeah, a really good way of doing that. Now they're absolutely cracking.
I keep seeing these are lovely figures, those traitors ones, and I keep thinking, what could I put them into a historical army for? But I just think, step away, not enough.
That might be-
Aren't they? Commanding things.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it'd have to be.
Up next is Richard. So we're on some Montrose Irish.
Oh, they're good. Oh, nice. I
Those
like
pikes,
those a lot.
those pikes have got a trip to A&E written all over.
Yeah, you're gonna have someone's eye out with them. Blimey.
They're nice.
Did you
I like
say
the
what
way
you were using them for? Well, because obviously some kind of casualty removal game.
I
Or
was going to say that individually based, so yeah, it must be. I think just a really nice cohesive look to them as well.
Yeah,
The basing,
nice.
I think they just look really nice. Simon has been painting some Foot Knights.
Good man.
They're very clean, aren't they?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
they're
I
very
think
nice.
He hand painted the shields.
Wow.
Did he? Show off.
I do like those. They're very dynamic looking as well.
Yeah,
Dynamic,
yeah,
but
I do like those. Very nice.
it's really weird. I always associate Simon with like 15 mil stuff. It's weird. Seeing 28. It's something very, very different. Sire G has been painting some more of his Burgundians.
Oh,
You should show me some good stuff tonight.
Yeah.
Wow, look at
fantastic.
oh my goodness! I think something's just exploded downstairs.
TMI.
Yes. I'll be getting this channel put on a special watch list now. But no, they're again. Check out the full post in the Facebook group. There's some other photographs, and they are crisp, really, really crisply painted. And let's end the night on some orc captains from Tony.
Yeah, nice.
I think he said these are a combination. I think there might be there's some Oathmark in there. I think I can't remember what the other ones were. There might be Frostgrave or Games Workshop, but they look really cool. I like the bases. Again,
They're tactical slates, aren't they?
Tactical slates, absolutely. No, they're really nice. Again, big thank you to everyone for posting your projects and your games and your works in progress up on the Facebook group. Really do enjoy it. Again, keep them coming. We're officially into overtime.
Wow.
Next week we are over on Dom's channel. We have a guest.
We do. We have. I mentioned earlier we got Luke from who wrote the new Warlord supplement for the Pike and Shot, the highest throne. He's coming on because I want to find out not just about his inspiration for doing that, but also I think whether you like Warlords games or not, the supplements they produce are fantastically good, really good quality. So I thought it would also be interesting to find out what the process is, how you go about it. So if any of you want to write a supplement for it, you can explain how. I think he told me He's got an awful lot more grey hair than he had, so maybe you don't. But anyway, so we'll find out from Luke what's involved. So there you go.
Cool. So to keep a lookout on the Facebook group for the link to next week's podcast. But again, massive thanks to Alex for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure as always, Alex. Always good to have
Thanks
you.
for having me. Always a pleasure.
It's been really, really interesting. Well, there we go. Thanks everyone for joining us. Don't forget to do all the YouTubey stuff, which I'm not gonna repeat because it's almost 10:05 and I'm tired. So have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you all next week over on Dom's channel. So take care,
week,
and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.